Here is today's challenge. Imagine you were designing a console or an interface for a spaceship. Imagine the spaceship existed today and you have the task of designing some of the symbols for the buttons that appear. Your challenge is to invent 2 possible symbols, so 2 versions for each of these symbols, and design for at least 2 of the 3 things in the list. So your 3 options to pick from are to turn the cabin lights on, so that means turn the lights on around you, to start the engines of the spaceship, and the third one is to broadcast a voice message to the crew. So this would mean like a big omnipresent godlike voice that goes around the spaceship from the captain potentially. So have a look at the 3, pick one you like the most, and this is an example of what you're going to create. So I am using the example that isn't on your list, so I have used the example of creating a symbol for spaceship shields. First of all, I'm going to sit and have a think about the type of symbols and shapes that I'm thinking of already in relation to shields. So my first thought was a kind of a shield shape, which is like knights would use in medieval times. It's a common kind of shape when you say the word shield. That's probably what you're going to draw, but it's kind of medieval, and this is for a spaceship, so is that very forward thinking? Is it very futuristic? Could I think of something else? So I started thinking about what other shapes I might use, and I thought, well, kind of bubble around us, because you talk about putting people in a bubble to wrap them up, or maybe a more of a box shape, you wrap stuff up to put in the post, and Amazon sends you many boxes with things wrapped up. Or maybe it would be more of an oval shape around of a spaceship. Those are my thinking on the left hand side. So once I've had a think and a little bit of a brainstorm, on the right hand side I drew 2 possible symbols, because I need to send 2 possible symbols for this challenge, not just one for each of them. We need to have 2 ideas. One of them might be strong and one of them might not be so strong, but the good thing is you're generating lots of different ideas. So possible symbol number 1, I went for the shield. I decided that was the strongest, most straightforward, and maybe a shield outline, or it could be coloured in and made solid. It's simple, and I've put it's abstract. And my second possible symbol, well, I went with a bit of a different idea. I kind of took the oval as an inspiration from my earlier thoughts, and I drew kind of the front of a spaceship, which admittedly starts looking like a bit of a whale flying through the air or swimming through water, and I've kind of tried to draw a force field. However, this would be much more complicated and much more tricky to scale down onto a smaller button. So to recap again, you're going to pick 2 of the following, at least 2 of the following. So turn cabin lights on, start the engines, or broadcast voice message to crew, and you are going to create 2 designs for these. So 2 designs for the cabin turning lights on, 2 designs for starting engines, 2 designs for broadcasting the message to crew. And you're going to keep abstraction in mind. You're going to keep it super simple. So look back at mine. There we go. A shield is super simple, whereas my possible symbol with the force field looks really complicated and it's not very abstract at all. Okay, so keep them super simple and abstract. It is harder than you might think, so take some time to brainstorm and get some ideas, draw some doodles before you come up with your 2 symbols for each of the categories. Good luck. Please submit them through Google Classroom on today's assignment.